What is up, everybody? Welcome to Mongols. I am Steve, not Mike, but I've still got Josh with me as normal, and we've got Drew tonight. So we got a lot to talk about, guys. It was a really busy week, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon. So, Josh, how you doing, man? I've seen you a lot this week. It's been great.
Yeah, I'll say I feel like it's the summer of hounds already, and it's because we had the Open Cup game, we had this game, then we also had All Hounds Eve as well. So it's been a lot of Seal Army activity and Riverhounds activities, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Drew, I mean, same. I've seen you just as much as Josh. You have something a little bit new that you debuted last night. So tell us about the new Mondo suit in transition.
Yeah, so like any good Mandalorian, as I go through life, armor gets worn out and needs replaced. And that's kind of been the process. Losing weight also caused some issues as like everything looked like I was wearing some larger person's suit,
because you were
kind of were kind of was what I was doing, which is just having things be a little better fit on me, refreshing the paint job, changing things up, because as much as I liked how I looked in the old suit, I think there was just too much yellow. And actually, the funny thing is with the jersey reveal, I can now actually finally say this because I've been keeping this in my back pocket for a little bit. The jersey reveal kind of confirmed how I felt and what I've been working on over the wintertime, which was less yellow.
Yeah.
And just because the spirit is black with yellow trim, like little hint of yellow, little hint of white, little hint of blue. And so that's what I strove to bring.
Cool. Yeah, the suit looks great. You look great. It's fun to see you. You had sent me a picture earlier in the week, but seeing you in person, like, just, man, awesome job with the weight loss, and you look great in that suit. So
Thank you.
I'm thrilled for you. So guys, we got a couple wins to talk about. We've got some other things to talk about. Let's start off with win in the Open Cup against intercity competition. I won't say rivals because we've not really played them before, but Steel City. And so, Josh, I think you've got something for us.
I mean, I was actually there, which was wait, I don't.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's going to have to be for both games because I did not bring 2 drinks up here.
Oh no, hold on, I can't fix this.
Okay, well,
and Drew does off screen
for next game, but yeah, for this game, this is a victory beverage.
Yeah, yeah. So before we get into the conversation about it, Josh, you were there. I had previous plans that I couldn't change because of the reschedule, and I know Drew watched the game. So we'll get into kind of what we all could see, but I'm going to rely on the two of you guys to kind of talk a little bit more about what you actually saw, since it's hard to watch the Open Cup games afterwards. You can get them on YouTube, but when you know what's happening and the feeling of it. But I mean, before we get into it, let's see what Laura Ellen has to say.
And now, hey sir, 1 minute reactions with Laura Ellen.
We won. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched probably the last 30 minutes or so, and I don't think we won well, but we won, and so I guess we go to the next round. I heard it was a beautiful day in Pittsburgh. It's great to see them playing in Highmark again, but good grief. We need to get better. Anyway, go Hounds.
This has been Hey Sir, 1 minute reactions with Laura Ellen.
The smile at the end.
Yep, go Hounds. All right.
So Josh, I mean, you were there. Tell us about the environment. Tell us how it felt in the stands. I mean, we expected a lot of Steel City supporters to be there. Kind of your take on what that looked like.
Okay, so first off, the actually seeing the stadium pretty full was awesome for the first round of the Open Cup. It's usually a game middle of the week. We're playing some random team from like New York or something like that, and no one shows up except for the sickos. That was not the case for this one. This game was packed, and what was amazing is I didn't realize it while we were watching the game until the 76th minute when Steel City scored the PK. That whole grandstand, pretty much, like not the whole grandstand, but majority of the grandstand was Steel City supporters. They have a big academy, so does obviously the Hounds. But in this situation, it's a game that's more impressive and important for Steel City than it is for the Hounds. I do think a lot of Hounds supporters showed up that wouldn't normally show up just because it was an inner city rivalry type thing going on, or like just like it was something interesting. The storyline was interesting, but for Steel City Academy kids and everything, this was like huge, and so it's not surprising that so many of them showed up. But it was like he scored that PK, and suddenly we just heard like cheers coming from the grandstand over in the Paul Child section. Where it's like looked over, it's like, holy crap, that's a lot of Steel City supporters.
Yeah, I think one of the things I wonder is I'm sure there's a lot of people that were cheering for Steel City on the night. And I get that, right? Like I'm always going to cheer for, if I've got conflicted interest, the team at the lower division, right? I mean, last year in Philly, Justin was cheering for the Hounds. He went in a little conflicted, and he was cheering for the Hounds after 5 minutes, right? So I think that's kind of just natural. And I'd assume there's a lot of people that were there for Steel City, but are also coming to a number of Hounds games
I can confirm that
season, right?
I had some conversations with people. Usually what I do is like second half or like, so I'll start walking around the stadium and just kind of like go to different spots and just watch the game from different areas. And when I was doing that from the corner near the entrance, I was watching the game right there, and I started talking to this couple. And she was like, because I was telling someone else about like who Steel City is, what league they play in, how that relates to the Hounds and league level. And then she kind of jumped in because she has, she normally watches Steel City, but she's also a huge Hounds fan. So she's like, we have season tickets for the Hounds. We're here as Steel City supporters today.
Yeah.
Like, like, so there was plenty of people there who were, obviously Hounds fans, but you're going to watch that game, you're going to probably, if you have a vested interest in both clubs, you're going to be watching it as a Steel City supporter. So I'm sure it was a lot of fun for the Steel City supporters.
Yeah. So let's kind of talk about the game. Ended up being a 2-1 Hounds win. Started out, we saw a lot of rotation on the field. But with that rotation, I mean, we saw a number of guys that I think we know, we've seen before, or we're expecting to see a lot of. So Alalo Samanu, Owen McCoy were in getting their first starts in defense. Walty got his first start of the season in the midfield, as did Mertz, and then Amon and Goldthorpe were up top. And I think we expect to see some of these guys quite a bit. That leaves Griffin, Victor Souza, Junior Etu, and Nico as the other guys that we've seen quite a bit of already this season. So I look at this lineup, and this is not a heavy rotation lineup for me. Maybe a little bit different than what we've seen so far this season, but when you look at some of these guys coming in, some of these guys having some competition that they've not had in the past, or some of those injuries, I looked at this lineup and I said, this is probably one of the strongest lower division lineups I've seen for an Open Cup game. Drew, kind of tell me your thoughts on how you felt when you saw who was on the field and what your expectations were, and then kind of what you liked and what you didn't like from the play on the field.
So I was actually a bit surprised because the thought is you're going against a lower level side, you do a bit of heavier rotation. Hounds knew they had their home opener this weekend. They just came off a really tough game in Tampa. So I was expecting actually a lot more rotation. I was expecting to see one of the other two players in goal. I was actually expecting not what I saw. Like I was actually really surprised. I believe my comment was, I was actually on Twitch at the time, and I said, "Oh shit, the Hounds are going for it." It was my exact like they're like, you know, Robbie's not taking this game as like a let's rotate the whole team. The look and the feel of it was he was taking this as a, you know, we're making a run in the Open Cup. We're making a statement in the Open Cup, and we're going to take this competition just as seriously as we're taking the league. And I really liked that, you know, that feeling also. Like, that's great. It, you know, on the flip side of expecting a whole bunch of rotations, it feels great to see, you know, the coach make a very strong statement with the lineup going into a cup game that, you know, is kind of you know, or feels kind of you know.
Yeah.
So like that was great. You play on the field. That's a can of worms. The best thing I can say is it really looked like the Hounds are still trying to find their identity in this new era. Like that's how I felt in the Open Cup. It just felt disjointed. It felt like a lot of people were in, maybe they're in the same book, but they're not on the same page.
Okay. Right.
Like they're at least using the same playbook. I think that was an incredibly soft penalty. Like I don't see that being given in USL League play, but I absolutely can see how that was given during an early round of an Open Cup. You know what I mean? Like I think if the situation was reversed, the Hounds are not getting the PK.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, watching it live, I was more okay with it as a PK, but watching it back, not convinced that it was in the box.
Right.
The angle
it was in the box. The ball was not in the box. The contact was in the box.
Okay, that's fair. And then also, just the contact did not feel like it warranted it at all.
The contact was they're both jockeying, and one guy falls to the ground when he didn't even really have possession of the ball. They both had an equal opportunity on the ball. One guy just falls down. That's not a PK.
Yeah.
Or up further in the field, elsewhere in the field, sure, you could call that a foul. That's not a PK.
Yeah. And also it's kind of sad because McCoy, I thought, had a great game, and I actually liked what I saw from McCoy. So the fact that, you know, he was involved with that PK, it's kind of like I was worried after the game that would sour a lot of people on McCoy, or at least the coaching staff, or like maybe he doesn't get as many looks now because he got that PK on him. But I was obviously wrong once we started talking about the next game. But I was happy with McCoy during this game. I will say that. As far as play goes, it feels like I can say this about both games, but especially in this game, we were playing down to our opponent instead of playing at the level we should be playing at. And it also just felt like we let off the gas 2/3 of the way in. Like both games, it felt like we were doing pretty okay to good for the first 2/3 of the game. And then the last third, it's like a switch turned off and everyone just forgot how to play soccer. And it almost bit us in both games. But more so against Steel City, maybe it's because there's a bigger gap there. It did feel like that was just more unacceptable against Steel City. When you're playing another team in your league, you let it go a little bit more and say, like, you know, they're both pro teams, but it's Steel City. We should have been much more comfortable on the behind the ball, controlling that game, and we just weren't. It felt nervy. There was a decent amount of like turnaround as far as like turnover, who we started. Goldthorpe being a starter, Amon being a starter. I do feel like that changes a lot of things. I'm always happy to see Goldthorpe on the field. I think he's awesome to watch, and he is really clever on the ball. The fact that he's not getting starts, I think it's just more of a testament to Dikwa and like the system we're playing. It's not necessarily, you know, on him as much. It's just how good our offense is.
Mhm.
Amon, I did not like what I saw from Amon from either game. And then I'm also, my understanding is Campazano got the start not because they didn't think Sheridan was good enough. It was because Sheridan was a little injured. He had a little shoulder issue. So I think Sheridan would have started this game, would have been
The
the
plan was to do the rotation, and
yeah, the plan was for to do it. And because when a lot of people saw Campazano, they're like, does this mean Campazano's no longer the first? Maybe this is like, we're putting in our backup.
It doesn't mean that.
Oh no,
does not
I didn't
mean
think that in the slightest. To me, it felt
yeah.
like we're going stronger in the lineup. That's how it felt.
Yeah. So, I mean, Josh, you talked a bit about playing down to the level. Liz said that it looked like we didn't know how to take charge of the game. So I don't know if you guys were talking about this in the car ride home or not,
Yeah.
and developing that probably, I guess, is my guess. But just that is kind of a shared sentiment, I think, is something that I think I felt at times throughout the game. I mean, it was a good win in Loudoun, but it could have been a better win. Right. And then we haven't risen to the level of some of the other teams that we've played.
It's interesting. Actually, both these games are games we won. We got 3 points, but neither one of them you come out feeling like, all right, the Hounds are on a roll. Like we should be feeling like, okay, 2 wins in a row, both at home. All right, this is great, but neither one of these feels all that satisfying of a win. I know that Vincent, his post-game interview after this one was basically all negative. He was just like, that was not it from the Hounds. Like the guys switched off. They weren't playing good. Like this is not the acceptable level of play for this team. And it's, you're winning 2-0 for most of the game. And then you get unlucky PK. I would say it was unlucky. But he was still not happy about it, which I agree with.
And I don't think most of the players were happy with it either. No. Talked to a few of them about it, and one of the comments that somebody said to me was, that was the worst win I've ever played in as a Hound.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty critical way to say, yes, we got the result, but it wasn't good enough. So I guess one of the things that makes me wonder from the two of you guys is, are you concerned, or do you see this as trying to make the adjustments with new coach, a lot of new players, a new system? I want to hear you guys before I respond. Drew, are you concerned?
No.
Why not?
No. It's 3, 4 5 games in. No, absolutely not. I don't count last year as like Rob truly putting his own stamp on the team.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Rob does. I mean, I know he doesn't.
Right. Like that's not to say he didn't lead that team. Right. So I'm not taking away what he accomplished, but I am saying that wasn't his, like, it wasn't entirely his game plan. It's not entirely his, like, this is how I want everything to work. It was more of a system of, this is what's working for us right now. Like, let's make the momentum go. And you have somebody who's at the wheel who knows how to keep the momentum going and how to keep motivating the guys and how to keep that momentum going. That was last year. This year this is my vehicle now. Right. Like, and I think a little bit of it is also him translating what he wants to the players. A little bit of is him figuring out what he actually wants to see, and the players meeting that. I think that's what it comes down to. So I'm not worried yet. We've certainly in the last 5 years have seen much worse starts and much worse times. I just want to point out, we've seen a lot of goals.
Yes.
In 5 games.
Yes.
Even if you don't include the 2 from the Open Cup, we have seen a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate what you say there. And one of the things it makes me think of is not only getting the players to adjust to what he wants, but him adjusting what he wants based on what the players skill sets are, right? I think it's like you can come in with a vision as a coach and say, this is what I want to do. But when the cleats hit the plastic and rubber on the field, like it doesn't always just work out because you want it to do that, right? Like you've got different players with different skill sets, different things that are going to impact the way you have to then make adjustments. And I appreciate you kind of referencing that. Josh, are you worried?
I feel like the fact that I think we're still seeing changes to the back line. I'm not convinced the back line we've seen, first 2 or 3 games is the final back line. Like I do think McCoy should probably be in there instead of some other guys. And I'm actually thinking a Lal should be in there instead of some other guys. Like
Josh just offended a lot of people.
Yeah. Honestly, I think a Lal is a better choice right now, as far a more reliable choice. So I'm surprised he's not getting the start. And those changes might be what it needs to happen to kind of like get it going. I think that is still being worked on. I am a little bit worried because it is a little bit late now to be making these changes like just now, unless there was injuries I don't know about. And like maybe the Law was injured, so that's why he wasn't starting, but maybe he's getting better because we have seen him come on now. But I don't know. I just don't think that the back line is solidified as far as the talent or the personnel.
Yeah. So I think I can speak to a little bit of that I think Rob would agree that he's not convinced that the back line is set yet. My conversations with him have been really around kind of, hey, I think these are the 3 that look the best in preseason. And that's what we started with. And as some of these other guys are getting some more experience, learning the system, learning at this level, they're putting themselves in positions to get some minutes. And I think that kind of became evident this week. To injuries, nobody injured, but a real clear indication that they know that Guy Vactor is not going to play 35 games this season. That whatever the knee issue is going to keep him on the sidelines at times. And so it sounds like to me that they are working really hard to ensure that he doesn't actually get an injury. And so if he's got a little discomfort, they're willing to pull him off out of a starting lineup rather than risk him going down for an extended period of time. So I think that's also part of it, that not injured, but cautious with one of the defenders that I think we are expecting to rely on a lot this season. Josh, any other takeaways you got on this one?
No, it needs to get better. I mean, obviously that's the biggest thing. This did not feel like we were playing a USL League 2 team. It felt like we were playing a lower table. It felt like we were playing jacks. So that's the worry. And it just needs to get better at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we gotta actually pick who we like in this game. So we gotta do our top 3 for Hounds versus Steel City in the Open Cup. Drew, give me a name.
I'm gonna give it. Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna say Junior.
Okay. Tell me why.
Junior put a lot of mileage, and he really reminded us why his nickname is Jet. Like, he was this very speedy. Nobody could keep up with him on the field.
Okay.
Like, and he really showed that speed, and he really showed that talent there.
Yeah.
And I just want to throw out there for the people who think this is just speed. No. He's not only speeding down the line, he's controlling the ball as he speeds down the line. He's not just booting it 10 yards in front of him, 20 yards in front of him and running to the ball. No. The ball is like glued to his feet as he runs. Like, it's beautiful to watch him.
Yeah. Josh, give me someone else.
I mean, the easy answer is All. All did do a great job when he was on the field, he was just fun to watch. And I wanted to see this more from him because I didn't feel this way necessarily for the next game, but in this game, he definitely showed up.
Yeah, I think I agree from what I was able to see and kind of going through the game, watching all the highlights and whatnot, that he just looked like he was clicking on all cylinders when he had the ball at his feet. And to score that goal was absolutely beautiful in that traffic. So, all right. Am I absolutely crazy to say Nico?
Because, the only reason I would not say Nico for this game is because I don't really think as much as Steel City was, looking a little bit scary for, the level that they're at compared to us, they didn't have that many shots. Like, they're 2 shots on target, I believe, in a total of 5 shots. So, like, I don't think Nico had much to do in this game. He had 1 PK and I don't know. I personally wouldn't.
Well, then you got to give me someone else, because I just like that from what I could see going, like, scrolling through the game, like, he was making a lot of plays where he was aggressive and shutting down what was not what I expected to see, right? Like, I expected to see him have to do very little, and I felt like he had to actually work hard to help the defense out. But I don't know, like, I didn't get to see everything in real time, so it's a different feel. So, is there someone else you like, Josh?
I mean, I remember commenting that Barnes had a good game, so that would be mine. I'm gonna be quite honest. I don't think there's really a third person here that is head and shoulders up there that deserves it. So Barnes, or I wanted to say McCoy, but he got that PK against him, so it is kind of like maybe not. But Barnes, I think, also did really good that game.
To be fair, though, I don't know that we could fault McCoy for that PK either.
I mean,
like,
I get
that's
what
a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other kind of situation.
So I think we'll go with Perrin. You've talked me into that. I agree. Like, you guys convinced me that what I saw watching things back, Owen had no fault and shouldn't have been called for the PK, but he did get called for it, and there is something to that, I think. So so we got Junior, Charles, and Perrin. Drew, give me an order.
I'd probably put all first, then Junior, and then Perrin slides in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right,
completely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We got our 3. I think it'll be easier in a few minutes when we get to the other game, which we can talk about. So, Drew, I believe your turn to make some popping noises for us.
Oh, yes.
You're like, it's been sitting here.
Nice. Yeah, that's why my non-name brand sparkling water has been sitting here.
So after Wednesday, Josh, Drew, we were all there Friday night, All Hounds Eve, hanging out, celebrating. Mike and his wife were there, a number of Steel Army board members, and a bunch of other people down at the pitch, getting ready to go have a first home game. And we had our first home game. 3-2 win over new entrant into the league, Jacksonville FC. I don't actually know.
Sporting Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Sporting Jacksonville.
Sporting.
I'm way off.
Yeah,
wrong generic name. It was the other generic name.
All I know about them is they are Jacks with an X, right? Like, that's how everybody is stylizing them. So nothing else matters. So as we get into that, I mean, you are here, but that just means I get to make you listen to yourself. So let's hear your many Mondo moments.
It's time for Mondo's moment, the top moment of the game from the Mondalorian.
This week's Mondo moment from the Riverhounds home opener against Sporting Jacksonville comes in the 7th minute as Pico, scoring on his home debut after his return to Pittsburgh, lifted up his shirt to reveal image of Liv, former Steel Army board member who passed this last winter. Thank you, Chico. This is the way. Chico would repeat this again after scoring his second goal. Thank you, Chico. This is the way. And special shout out to all of the players in the league who stood in silence for a minute at the start of the first and second half in solidarity with each other as they seek better treatment and fair pay. This is the way.
This has been Mondo's Moment. Go Hounds.
So you do these for us every week, but you're rarely having to listen to yourself live on the show. What's it like to hear yourself and be sitting here and be like, and look at that and watch that?
I mean,
exactly.
I make fun of myself as I'm recording it. So, and I typically listen to myself. Like I like to listen to it back before I send it to Mike for the show, just to make sure I don't sound completely absurd. Absurd is the word I'm going to go with. Which is why I apologize for the last like 3 weeks where I was doing some weird voice. Like, see, I couldn't turn it off. Like, I just couldn't stop. Like, every time I'm like trying to just do a normal voice. I'm doing this like pseudo announcers. I'm like, this week's Hounds matchup moment is, and I'm like, no, stop it.
You were getting louder and louder and louder. I was waiting for this week. I'm like, is he gonna be yelling at us this week? It's like, oh no, okay, he calmed back down.
Yeah.
No, it was just like the repeated, like it was me doing that voice, and then I'm getting louder to try to stop myself from doing the voice, which is just me doing the voice at a higher volume.
That's great. I mean, I had to give you a hard time about that. When I started on the podcast, it was like the first few months, I was just like, would be self-conscious. So then I made myself for like a year listen to myself and got so like even more self-conscious, but at least like I learned from it. So just kind of want to hear your thoughts of listening to yourself.
Listen,
Josh, you've never had that problem, have you?
So back in the day, the first podcast I did about the USL called the USL Procast, we would edit every episode and take out all the ums and uhs. So I was not only listening to myself, but I was actively editing to try to make myself sound better. And it was excruciating. It's just like listening like every single like waveform, just like looking for the ums and the uhs, and just like, it's like, this is painful.
Yeah.
So now I don't have any reaction at all. I mean, doing podcasts now for 10 years or whatever. It's like, whatever.
Yep. All right. So with this game, I mean, a lot of stuff happened in this game. Drew, you talked about a couple of big things that were, I mean, what happened on the field, but meaningful in other ways. Let's kind of start in reverse. Beginning of the game, players again, minute of standing there in silence. And I think it was really great for me to be able to get a video from the field of the tifo and the chants. I mean, Josh, as someone who has been really involved in a lot of those decisions, what's it like for you to kind of see those things grow over time and see the solidarity and see kind of how people are responding and reacting and supporting the players, knowing that you also did help author, even though you're not on the board anymore, the statement that the Steel Army put out?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the DNA of supporters groups in general to be pushing these boundaries, be pushing for things that you want to see for the whole league. A lot of the people who are in positions of power in every league and club, they are there for a job and they come and go. The supporters, that is their team and they are around for a much longer time. Like, I've been a fan of the Riverhounds longer than I think everyone on that board, or not board. I mean, everyone on the front office and all the people in control right now in USL. I remember when they got hired, and like, you know what I mean? Like, so when you think of it that way, you really are kind of doing yourself a disservice, not thinking you have ownership of this league and power in this league to try to push it the way that you think it should be going. So it is up to fans to do that and to try to sway the powers that be that this is what needs to happen. And so I do think it's something that we should be weighing into, and as fans have every right to be weighing into. And I was happy to see the board agree of the Steel Army and to push that message as well. And you've seen it from all the sports groups from across the league, chanting the pay the players or other supportive chants and signs. TIFO is something that not all clubs do, like not all sports groups do. It is a lot of work, and shout out to Jordan and all the TIFO crew who put in that work for not one TIFO but two, because we had a TIFO that was just a standard message for the Hounds and like, yay, let's go for the season, Hounds coming type message, and then having a second TIFO that we put up during the minute of basically the minute of not playing for both the first half and the second half. They were able to put it up there, and that's a lot more work. And so I'm happy to see that they're doing it. And then also you mentioned it, we had the message come out on all the Steel Army socials about why we're supporting it, and trying to get a strong message out there that we can share and other people can share to try to get the word out.
Yeah. Drew, I mean, we've talked about it with the Mongols crew. You and I have talked about it. There's others of us that are constantly having these conversations between the Steel Army and the fans. As someone who is in the midst of some of those conversations on the Steel Army board, what's it like for you to see not just the support, but to see that support in Highmark at the home opener?
I mean, it's great. And also, I mean, kind of as Josh said, like if there was ever a city who is pretty much going to always take a Union side, it's Pittsburgh. Like probably the only good thing I'll say about Detroit ever is like they are very similar to Pittsburgh in that way also. And if you are a USL person, a league rep who's listening in, like, listen, here's the thing. Frick, the man, the legend, was unable to stand up to the unions, and he brought in union busters, and he failed. Okay. That's the history Pittsburgh has, is you have some of the biggest corporations bringing in some of the best union busting tactics and failing. And like, I'm not saying just, give in, but like, I'm also kind of saying just give in, because this drama is taking away from the excitement of the league. And all you're doing is causing more ire from the very people that this is not the year to do that. This is the year where soccer is going to be the biggest in North America that it's been in a very long time. Use that enthusiasm as a runway. Use that enthusiasm as a way to say, look at what we're doing with our players. Look at what we're doing with our fans. Look at what we're doing with the other teams in the league. Like, look at what we're doing together. Look at what we're building together. And you can tie the US Open Cup into that. You can tie your Prinks Tires Cup into that. I had to think about the name for a second there.
The cup formerly known as Jägermeister.
Yeah, I was about to say no longer Jägermeister Cup. The USL Cup. Like, you have all of these opportunities this year to springboard. But the only way you do it is if everybody does it together. And the only way you make a big impact is if everybody does it together. And the best way you can do it, like, this is the year to say, you know what? Let's do something extra for the players in this moment and buy us some goodwill, because that will buy us more attention in this market. Because you're trying to start a league that's going to compete with the MLS. You're trying to start a league that is a Division 1 in a country that has a Division 1, right? Like, you're making big moves. How do you convince, Target who has a t-shirt sponsorship in the MLS, to also invest in the USL? How do you convince Dick's Sporting Goods, who has stadium naming rights in the USL, to invest in the MLS, to invest in the USL? Like, how do you get these big names? And I'm not saying it has to be Target and Dick's, but like similar big names. How do you get them to also invest in you? You do big moves that buy goodwill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I am also on the player's side. I'm not going to discount that. I'm not.
I think that's obvious.
But I'm just trying to say, like, and the other thing is, a lot of these players' demands is trying to set a standard for this league that can only benefit the USL.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's what a lot of the discussion is like, we all want the USL to succeed,
mm-hmm.
because what the USL stands for is just beautiful, because it's the game in a lot of places that are overlooked by the MLS. It's the game in a lot of places that wouldn't necessarily get the game regardless. And it's a chance to get also the stars of the world playing in your country. Anytime you have a Division I league, you have a chance for world stars to play in your country.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that in the NWSL. You see that, like, you can see that everywhere. Like, players from across the world came to the NWSL because it was groundbreaking for a women's league. There's no reason the USL can't mirror some of that.
Yeah.
Also, going to point out, recently, NWSL just signed a big deal with their players that gave them a lot of rights. And look at how many players are suddenly coming to the NWSL. A lot of big women's players are coming to the NWSL because of that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think you're 100% right. I really appreciate the breadth and depth of your thoughts on that.
So
we could talk about this. I think
I could spend hours talking about this
for hours, and you and I have. So let's actually talk a little bit about the game. 3-2 win over Sporting Jacks. Some biggest thing I think that was some of the lineup changes. McCoy started again, and he started out on the right center back. But Victor Souza moved out to the right center back, and Beto Idracht played that central center back position throughout. And that was an interesting look for me. One I think I really liked. I think that as we talked about it, some of the response in the stadium last night, our conversations on Slack, the things in the Discord were, we had a really good first half. The second half was a little more suspect. Dare I say the second half lacked fortitude. I really, really hope we don't make that the word of the season. But
Mertz
I
comes
think it
busting
applies. He's knocking on my door right now.
Only if he's wearing a red shirt with a picture on it.
Yeah, but it was just kind of like, okay, I saw some really good things. I saw some things that I was a little concerned about. Josh, your take overall on the game last night on the field?
Yeah, I did think it was a lot better than the Open Cup game, especially that first half. Like you said, it felt like there was more cohesion, and again, less rotation, but still some stuff that they were still playing out with, like McCoy starting and everything you mentioned. But it definitely felt like they just didn't have, I mean, I'm not going to say fortitude, but they just lost focus on that second half. Like, not even the whole second half, but most of the second half, it felt like they just lost that focus. And when it fell apart, it took them way too long to get it back together. Like the 1-2 punch of, like, how far apart were their goals? Their two goals, the 58th minute and the 62nd
4 minutes,
minute.
yeah.
4 minutes. Like that's like you need to pull it back together after that first goal and like regroup, and definitely don't succeed or let them score another goal within the minutes. So that's the biggest takeaway. It's just that Jax is not. I think it's imperative that people know Jax is not a good team. Like, it's not like we were playing a team like Tampa where we're like, oh man, yeah, we lost against Tampa, but they're a really good team, and stuff is happening there. So it kind of early in the season, whatever. Same thing with Charleston. No, Jacks, they've lost to Hartford, Miami. They lost to Miami and Hartford.
They didn't just lose to Miami. They just got absolutely bullied by Miami.
That's my point. It's like they're losing to the worst teams that have been in this league, and we know are not good teams. So like you can't lose or like almost lose to this team. This is like the easiest it's gonna get. And if you can't win this game at home, what are you doing? We did win it. We scored multiple goals, 3 goals. Awesome to see, but it was definitely way too close for comfort again. So, yeah.
Drew, give me a takeaway.
I'm going to say something similar to what I said about the midweek game, but a little bit better. What I saw on Saturday was a team that you can tell that in moments they are all on the same page. And you can see a little bit of an identity starting to come through. I think there's a little bit of, for lack of a better phrase, lack of experience maybe showing through. With like, especially as soon as the other team scores, they fall apart a little bit. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, last year, when the Hounds went behind, they never won a game. I'm pretty sure they did not win a single game last year where they were behind, where the other team scored first. And we've already overcome that this year. Right? I think there is strength in this team, but it's a matter of relying on that. I really am trying not to say fortitude. That's all I want to say now. I'm like, what other words do I have? What are other synonyms? But relying on that experience also, because you have experienced leaders on the team. Look at how those players are not unsettled after conceding. Look at how those players are not unsettled after making a mistake. And like, let that comfort you in knowing, hey, it's okay that I made a mistake, because you have your team who's behind, right? And I think that's like I think we're getting close, or at least it feels close. It feels like the pieces are coming together and the puzzle's starting to make sense.
Yeah. For me, I really, giving up those goals, not great, right? But we talked about it in the first game of the week when Charles came on and made a big difference. For me, the game changed again when Robbie and Elliott took the field right after giving up the second goal. That for large parts of that interim time between when we scored our third and when they scored their 2 goals, we looked like we didn't have control of the game. I felt like they were in our half, and they weren't in our half a ton, but they were in our half then. Those 2 guys came in and really helped push, I felt, the ball back into Jacksonville's defensive half of the field, and really made it much more challenging. They were on the ball. They were doing some good things. And so for me, I think not necessarily that either of them stand out on the score sheet or the stat sheet very much, but the impact that they made was really good to see. And I think seeing Robbie come in and do that, but then also seeing a player that we're less familiar with, but we're excited about in Elliott Goldthorpe, also have a similar impact was really, really nice for me. So, Josh, you got anything else in this one?
I mean, I would like to talk about some of these goals. Since that was fun to watch. First off, Dikwa. People need to understand, Dikwa called his shot before the game started, like days, weeks, or a week before. Like it was a while. He was like, "When I score, I want a shirt that has Live on it." So I can
hey,
lift
Josh,
it up.
Can we let him talk about this?
Oh, that's right. I forgot we
Now
have.
we've got the man, the legend, the Pittsburgh legend, former MVP for the Hounds and for the league, Albert Chico Dipla. What's up, my man? Welcome back.
Thank you, Steve.
I mean, you and I have talked, but this is kind of the first time we've done anything official. So tell me a little bit. Like, I mean, you were gone in Rhode Island for 2 years. You're back. What's it like being back in Pittsburgh?
There's no place like home. You know, there's no place like home. So I'm still really happy to be back and score in front of my people.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be back to represent my city and to make my people happy again.
Yeah. So I'm just checking. Yeah. I mean, those are orange, not ruby, but you know, we'll say those are your ruby slippers, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of it, I mean, you scored a couple goals tonight, but second one was on a penalty. First one, though, talk me through what happened with that goal.
So in that moment, like, there was a lot of things going on in the box, and I just kept my composure. I controlled the ball, and I saw Perrin making a run. He was asking for that ball. I was like, hey, I'm not giving you that one. You have to shoot it. So, yeah, Taylor's gonna hit the target, and I got the goal.
Yeah. So, I mean, that goal was great. Nice to see a run of play goal from you this season. But I think one of the things that was really special about that is you walked out to half field and you lifted up your shirt. And so can you just show us all kind of what you got there and tell us why that's important?
Yeah, it's for Olivia. You know, she's forever part of us. And this win and these 2 goals today is for her. And hopefully I will try to score more goals for her and to make her happy.
Yeah. So, Chico, I want to say, I mean, I think this is one of the reasons why we all love you so much, that the relationships that we have with you, but the relationships that you have with all the fans and the love that you show all of us. And that's evident in your support of Liv and her family, in the Steel Army, in Mongols. But most of all, your love for Pittsburgh and the people here. So I want to say thank you. Welcome back. Great to see you on the score sheet.
Thank you.
Great to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Nice.
Man, like, in the moment, I was tearing up, and it still makes me like, man, what a class act that boy is. Like, love that guy. Oh, man.
And they get that goal so early. Like, it wasn't even like, you know, I was like, I really hope he scores. You know, it would be a sweet moment. And then suddenly, like, I wasn't even like settled into the game yet. I'm just like, oh crap, it just happened. Oh man, it just happened. Okay. breathe.
Yeah.
So it was a great moment.
It was 7 minutes in.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
it was a beautiful
great.
goal.
Oh, so I had the perfect. It was as if the clouds had parted. Let me tell you, because I had eyes on Chico the whole time, just from my angle, like just clearly to him, and like this will be etched in my mind forever because he just looked from the second he was in that box. You could he had "I will score this" just written all over him. Like he was like, you could just tell, and then he gets it, and you just knew. And then the next second, it's like not even a heartbeat later, it's in the back of the net, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, I'm assuming you were still in the Paul Childs during that, right?
Yeah,
As was I at that point in the game. And so, I mean, watching that goal back on the highlights and seeing how it developed is really different. I think that's the view you had, Drew.
Yeah.
That couldn't tell really how he got on the ball because there was a lot of people in front of him. But, I mean, an absolutely stunning finish and one where in the box, making something happen. I think that's what we hope to see a lot of from him this season. And it was great. Scoring continued with, I mean, are we talking goal of the week?
That has to be the goal of the week.
That was a goal that I know Robbie Vincent has to love because it made me think of Robbie Vincent when I saw how far out he was and how he just got that. What was it, top left corner?
That was so perfect.
I was just like, that was sick. I'm so happy to see that goal go in. And that's what we've been talking about as far as like, yes, I want to see goals, but I want to see run of play goals. I want to see, developed, and just him taking that shot and like taking that risk to take that shot. I want to see more of that. I feel like a lot of teams, you have that so often and they go so wide and you're just like, why are they doing this? Why are they being this selfish?
Mhm.
That's always been the opposite for the Riverhounds, especially under Bob. So like I'm excited to see that now. But like there's players just taking shots and like, oh, that was, it wasn't like developed perfectly or whatever. It was just like, oh no, he saw an opportunity way out and he just took it and it paid off.
Yeah. I got to talk to Rob about that goal. I mean, the whole night. And he raved about the goal. He said he could see it from behind perfectly. There's also somebody that is posting a lot of the post-game media interviews on YouTube. So you can hear Rob talk about it in that as well. But it's just it's fun to have a coach be excited about those types of goals when I think we have felt for so long that when we see goals like that, we're like, crap, Bob's not going to be happy. And now Rob is just like, it was great. I loved it. Right. Like it's such a different feeling again that we've been talking about. I got to talk to Sam as well. And that one we've got out on the Mongols YouTube as well. So go take a listen to that. Really cool to get to know Sam a little bit more and hear his thoughts on the goal as well. So Chico made it 3 on a penalty. I felt the penalty was a little soft, but he hit it hard. And despite the keeper getting a little bit of a hand to it, it was in the back of the net. And then, like we said, Jacksonville got there too. But we were able to hold on for the win. So you guys have any other big things you want to talk about this game?
Oh, I have a small thing, if I may.
Yeah, we can talk about small things too.
Yeah, okay. This is a small thing. So I would just like to say, like, it's been 4 games. So obviously I'm not going to talk about points, but I am going to talk about games we've scored in. Did you know we've scored in 3 out of 4 games? And also our goal total is 7. So do you want to know the last time we had 7 or more goals through 4 games?
See, I can't even think what that would be.
Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. I like this one.
I don't know.
Yeah, just
22.
22. That's actually more recent than I thought.
More recent than you think, but that's also that is the only year that we have scored every single game for the first 4 games.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
and I guess as I think through like
or at least as far back as my data goes, which is
halfway through the season last year or so, I kind of looked at kind of some of the stats and we're on a steady decline of goals scored for a number of seasons. So I guess that kind of makes sense that,
oh yeah. No, this is 1.75 goals per game already. Which is again basically the second highest since the plague seasons.
Well, and not only that, there are 5 teams with 7 goals, which is tied for second place. 1 team has more than that. So we are tied for second place in goals scored on the season at this point.
Do you want to talk about the flip of that?
Well, what I was going to say about that is we also have a 27% conversion rate, which I don't actually know how I feel about, if that is good or bad. Just because we're used to high conversion rates in Pittsburgh, but we're used to high conversion rates with not a lot of shots. So I think for me, it's just I noticed that, and it's something I've noticed for a long time, and I will see how that goes. Yeah, Josh, the flip side of that. Not very good, is it?
Yeah. What's our, how are we looking as far as goals against?
Well, so the team that we played last night is the only team to have allowed more goals than us. They've given up 11. We've given up 9.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, we have already played 2 of possibly 3 other best teams in this conference in these 4 games. Which is something that is actually kind of unique in this year versus previous years.
Sure. Because, you're talking about Charleston and Tampa Bay.
Not Loudon? Yes. Oh, I'm surprised. Okay.
Loudon? Do you mean DC United?
Oh yeah, sorry, DC too.
We're gonna just recognize that those things are in existence. We've played 2 really good teams. We've played 2 really bad teams.
And we won against both the really bad teams.
Yep.
Yay!
And it's early in the season. So yeah, it is what it is. Guys, we have been talking about a lot of stuff. We have been taking our time talking about this. We're not taking our time, but it's taking time to talk about this. We should get out of here. So let's pick our top 3 for this game.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to skip it. I was like, we can't skip
No.
Yeah, geez.
Josh, I'm going to let you go first this time. Give me a player.
I mean, I'm going to take the easiest one possible. It's Chico. Not only does he get on the list, I think he should be the top of the list personally. But we'll talk about that later.
No, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can already, without naming the other players I think should be up there. I can agree with that.
I think we're all in agreement with that. Okay,
Cool.
Drew, give me somebody who's in the conversation for 2 or 3.
Okay. There's the obvious answer and the less obvious answer.
Make it harder on Steve. Pick the obvious answer.
Okay, then I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick goal of the week candidate, Sam Bassett.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was a brilliant goal. I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are obviously the easy 2. I kind of feel a little stuck after that, but I want to give him more points and go for Junior again.
that was actually my other. I think I said that to Josh last night. Actually,
That might have been your third. Yeah.
yeah. I'll hear your reason. I'd like your reason before I give mine.
So watching Junior on the field last night, I have worried a little bit in preseason and so far this season up to this point of, is he not able to do what he used to be able to do? And last night was a top 10, I think, Junior performance for me. He was doing everything right. He was getting in the box, putting in crosses. He was defending really well. He was just everywhere. And then, I mean, can I not give points to the guy that gave me his jersey? There we go. So he kind of maybe like bought me off a little bit, but
he's like,
that's
where's
not
my
really
3
why.
points?
Yeah,
Steve, where's my 3
that's
points?
not really why, but just pointing it out. Thank you, Junior.
No, I mean, I think we saw more last night that we saw in the midweek. Like, he had that defender in his pocket the whole time.
Mhm.
Like, and then on defense, he was picking pockets.
Yeah.
Like, he played both sides of the game, and he was incredible on both sides.
All right, so we're going Chico, Sam, Junior.
Do we think that's the right order?
I think we do.
3, 2,
I
1.
think that's the.
Yeah, I agree. I could see an argument for Junior at 2 and Bassett at 1, but that was such a good goal, and he had a good game too.
And he had a good game, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like that
yeah.
was the only thing he did. Yeah.
If that was like if that was like a diamond in the rough,
Yeah.
in the game, then yeah, I would say Junior would go ahead. But I think Sam was just so solid all game.
Yep.
Okay.
Guys, this busy watching Hounds, being at Hounds is not over. We've got another Open Cup game this Tuesday, 7 p.m. here in Pittsburgh. Virginia Dream FC. What do you want to see in this game, Drew? Give me a 30-second hopes.
I want everybody on the same page.
Yeah, I think that's honestly that's it, everyone on the same page. I want it to look like we're playing a lower league team. I don't want it to look like we're playing a rival or a team that is, in USL Championship. That's
What I expected to see against Steel City was the way the Riveters walked Steel City.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't get from the Hounds.
Yeah.
So what I expect to see against Virginia Dream FC is what the Riveters did to Steel City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think the only thing I would add or say different is I want a clean sheet. Like, I want a game where we don't give up a goal. That's important. We've got to get it. I don't care who it's against, so let's do it now. And then they're away against Indy 11 on Saturday, 7 p.m. So Indy's kind of been middle of the road. We can talk about all sorts of those things, but I also do think at this point in the season, it's kind of like looking at the table. Like, does it matter who they have done what against as much as how good are they doing? And I guess I'm not super impressed, but we know they're dangerous and we know they've got a really good keeper. So
yeah. I think they should be able to get points out of this game. I don't know if it's going to be 3 points, but I definitely think they should be able to get at least a draw out of Indy 11. And if they do, I will start feeling a lot better about this team than I have been in the past.
I think the disorienting thing is, for me, this is now I want Chico to score against Dick, whereas for the past 2 seasons, I've not wanted Chico to score against Dick.
Right? Yeah. Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh, wait, yeah, this is different. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. You guys all got to hear what we think. Let us know what you think. You can touch base with us. You know where we are. The social media places, YouTube, mongols3@gmail.com. But it's been great talking about these 2 games and everything else that happened this week. And I guess we'll be back talking about a couple more games in a week, Josh. And yeah, we'll have 1 or 2 or 5 Mondo moments from those 2 games, I'm sure, too.
We'll see what happens in the next week. Who knows?
So you got to change the name of the segment. It has to be Mondo's Moments at this point. All right.
I mean, yeah.
You haven't had one moment
I don't know.
In a long time.
The best part is I don't know how many moments I'm going to have until I'm in the moment recording. So it's Mondo's moment to figure it out.
Okay. I just misunderstood the name. I get it. Okay.
The moment isn't about the game. The moment is about Mondo figuring it out.
Gotcha. All right.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. Everybody, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you very soon.
Later.
Take care. This is the way.